BMW gave us an opportunity to do a walk around of its recently announced Neue Klasse. Now, what is Neue Klasse? It represents a new beginning for the BMW brand, as well as a fresh thinking and approach, as the company is in the midst of a process transformation for its transition of its entire vehicle line to electrification. Now, Neue Klasse also represents a new era of mobility in which people are placed front and center. Now, this is reflected in visual implementations across Neue Klasse. Neue Klasse will rely less on chrome and more on LED lighting patterns for personalization and a distinctive appearance, as well as using some 3D printing for some unique styling cues. Neue Klasse is future-focused with a focus on digitalization as one of its key pillars, and this is focused on meeting people's needs, much like our smartphones do. Now, key to this is maintaining the driver experience, which is a signature for BMW. So BMW says Neue Klasse is a departure from the present with optimism toward the future. And I think that really holds true in the front end treatment of Neue Klasse. It has a very sort of aggressive front appearance, but also has a very sort of confident appearance in its forward lean. And the company says it wants to redefine the new. So it is focused on the driver experience through what it calls intelligent reduction to the essentials. And how will Neue Klasse achieve that? Well, Neue Klasse will be focused on immersive user experiences that put the driver at the center of the experience. One of the ways this will be achieved is through sustainability, efficiency, and digitalization. These are the guiding principles for Neue Klasse, as well as intelligent reduction. There will be a minimal of analog operating controls in Neue Klasse as part of the intelligent reduction. Instead, BMW will rely on human-car interaction for the personalization and really sort of configuration of the car. One of those will be BMW Panoramic Vision, and then also the central display, as well as multifunction button steering controls. There will also be voice commands and AI through the BMW Personal Assistant. Now, BMW says that the next generation of iDrive is going to be a modern interpretation of driver orientation and the driver experience. Now, BMW Panoramic Vision, back to that, will project information to the driver at the ideal height into his or her line of sight on the windscreen to give key information about the vehicle. Both the driver and the passenger will be able to interact with information presented on the BMW Panoramic Vision. Neue Klasse's front seats have also been reworked to create additional legroom for rear passengers, and this is key. In the age of SUVs and their popularity, sort of a roomy sports sedan with more passenger legroom is definitely a welcome feature. Neue Klasse, in terms of sustainability, will also be offered without decorative chrome or leather to reduce the carbon footprint during production. Neue Klasse, according to BMW, will also have greater efficiency. It will have 30% greater range, 30% faster EV battery charging, and this really totals 25% greater efficiency compared to current BMW models. Now, this is achieved in part through BMW's eDrive technology, and what that sort of represents are high efficiency motors, as well as new round battery cells that offer up to 20% greater power density compared to BMW's current prismatic batteries. Neue Klasse goes into production in 2025 and will be the first of 6 models that are part of the Neue Klasse platform. And those models will begin production in 2026. Production will occur in Hungary, in China, as well as Munich, Germany. Now, this applies, or the Neue Klasse new EV platform applies to 5 Series, 7 Series, as well as BMW SUVs. Now, in our experience with Neue Klasse, it was absolutely fantastic. It has a very distinct look and really harkens back to the 1960 Neue Klasse. Recall the BMW 1500 with sort of that sort of front-leaning front end and what BMW calls sort of a sort of shark nose front treatment. Very aggressive look, very distinct look as well. BMW Neue Klasse also has a very large greenhouse, a very sort of open and airy feel, feels very roomy inside of it as well. And that's also a reflection of the 1960 BMW Neue Klasse. But I think sort of in today's vehicle landscape, BMW Neue Klasse is definitely something very unique in terms of its greenhouse treatment. And I think it will be something that will appeal to many people who are interested in returning to the sports sedan and making that departure from SUVs. Now, in terms of the exterior, really long, sort of angular sort of patterns and shapes across the vehicle. The headlights and the taillight treatment sort of have these different lighting effects, sort of waves and pulses, really gives the vehicle a good sense of attitude. And imagine the driver being able to personalize that and really sort of making Neue Klasse something very sort of unique to the individual driver, which I think everyone will welcome. It also has large tires that are really pushed to the corners of the vehicle, so a much longer wheelbase. That means more interior room for the driver and passenger, as well as improved handling of the vehicles. Inside Neue Klasse, it was absolutely spacious for the front driver as well as the rear passengers as well. And that's achieved through electrification, getting rid of those sort of internal combustion engine components, the front motor, and that really sort of translates into huge sort of interior benefits for Neue Klasse. Also, Neue Klasse uses sustainable materials throughout. So on the exterior of Neue Klasse, sort of the mud guards, the lower sort of treatment of the Neue Klasse was using sustainable materials, and that makes a lot of sense. That is a part of the vehicle that interacts with the road a lot. So why not use sustainable materials? For one, obviously, that part of the vehicle sort of experiences a lot of rock chips, mud, salt, snow, and those sorts of things. Gets damaged easily by road debris. And for it to be using sort of sustainable materials really is a good thing, so that that part can be replaced easily and recycled easily in the event of damage. So that was a very nice feature. That was also featured as well in the interior. Sort of the footwells of Neue Klasse use a similar type of material, and the secondary sort of interior panels and surfaces were also using sustainable materials as well. So that was really sort of nice treatment and an example of the circularity of Neue Klasse as well as the sustainability. And the Neue Klasse also interior treatments also used sustainable materials in terms of the fabrics and the cushioning as well. And had a really nice feel, but a very sort of distinct and unique feel. And I think it's important to sort of understand sort of the future of vehicles and sustainability, where these types of things and these types of features in vehicles will become much more important in terms of a consumer's consideration set for buying a vehicle, rather than sort of the standard amenities like like leather and high quality sort of surface materials. So this is really sort of an interesting step in the right direction. Now, on a personal note, design is subjective, but I thought the BMW absolutely knocked it out of the park. It is a very unique design, very distinct design. It is unlike anything that's currently on the market or anything that's in concept form at the moment. And I think that it's going to be a modern classic, at least based on my own interactions and observations of Neue Klasse. In terms of dimensions, it's really hard to get a good feel of what it is in terms of what it compares to the current BMW 3 Series or other vehicles that compete in this segment. And the reason is because BMW has a little bit of sort of visual trickery going on, where Neue Klasse looks quite compact, but then in some cases it doesn't look small by any means. But from my impressions, it looked very compact, very maneuverable, something that looks very sort of favorable to live with every day in terms of driving, parking, and just maneuvering. And also just one of those things that maybe this might be a chance for someone who's considering a compact SUV to get back into a sports sedan, because there's so much room inside Neue Klasse. So there are also some other things in terms of the paint. BMW is using a white luminescent paint with sort of some yellow flakes in it. Now, BMW didn't indicate sort of where they intend to sort of go with the paint process on Neue Klasse, but that is some indication of what could occur in the future. So what we can say is that we know that Neue Klasse, at least what we saw in the invitation from BMW, will certainly be reflected in the next generation 3 Series or 4 Series or whatever the electrified 3 Series platform will be for its next generation. But it also sort of it really creates a lot of optimism for future BMW vehicles, whether it's 5 Series, 7 Series, or BMW's SUVs. So we want to thank BMW for the invitation to do a walk around of Neue Klasse. We really enjoyed getting up close with the vehicle, seeing what it's all about. And I am super excited once BMW actually puts Neue Klasse into production and it's available for test drive and purchase. And certainly once Neue Klasse is production ready, we will be bringing it to you, so stay tuned. And also, let me know what you think of Neue Klasse. Do you have any questions about it? What are your feelings about the design? And what are your thoughts about what it will be once it's production ready? So thanks for checking out this video or podcast. And don't forget to hit the like and subscribe and leave your comments below. And we'll see you soon in the next one. Thanks.